What's up? Welcome to Cook or Cooked, where we talk about whether or not a movie did its thing. Memento, honestly, is one of those movies where it's directed by Christopher Nolan, so of course there's not going to be too much bad you can say about it. Memento kind of reminds me of the early stages of what Tenet came to become, because Tenet is told basically frontwards and then it's told backwards, and it's the exact same story frontwards and backwards, and it's just God, it gets confusing. I ain't gonna hold you. That's one of the main critiques I see about it, is just how confusing Tenet is. And Memento is it started off confusing because I didn't know how the movie was about to be portrayed, so it's just kind of what the fuck is going on? But then very quickly I was able to be oh, okay. And it actually gave me, or not really gave me an idea, but confirmed an idea that I had for one of my movies. For the movie Unseen, I want it filmed in some parts where it looks like this. It looks like the human eye, where it's colorful and probably more colorful than you're used to seeing. Everything is bright and fluorescent and just looks happy. And then some parts of the film, I won't exactly explain what parts I want like that because I feel like it'd be a huge spoiler. But some parts of the film would be filmed in a bluish noir. So instead of being black and white completely, it'd be filmed in black skin tones would look more bluish color. Black colors would look more blue, just more bluish, like a dark blue noir type of color. I'll think of that whenever I get there. I'm filming a whole nother movie right now, so whenever I get to Unseen, I have time to explain to my director of photography how I want that, and if that's possible. I'm sure it is. But in this movie, this is where the spoilers start. Of course, if you haven't seen this, don't watch this video, of course. Like I said, all Cook Your Cook is going to be just nothing but spoilers. But the movie isn't filmed in chronological order. It's not from point A to point Z, and then you have the beginning to conclusion right here. It's filmed in a way where the black and white scenes, which I'm pretty sure the movie starts off with the black and white scenes, are all going in a forward motion. So every scene you put in chronological order in the black and white scenes, it'll all be moving forward. The scenes that you see like this, or the human eye would see in color, are all moving backwards. So let's say, just to explain it vividly like this, let's say in color a scene starts like this. I just walk in. Today was fucking rough. So let's say the scene starts like that. It would show a black and white scene of me doing whatever the fuck, and then the next colorful scene would be whatever the fuck happened before I walked inside this room. Why was the day rough? And the story would be told like that, going backwards. You slowly get to see exactly why the day was rough from this very beginning scene. You get to see everything put in motion to that point in color. And then the black and white scenes, I'm pretty sure at some point meets it in the middle, and it goes from being told backward at one point, forward at one point, and then they meet right here. It's such an amazing concept because it's so hard, or it's so rare for movies to kind of step out of that comfort zone, because it's easy for somebody to watch this and be that didn't make any sense, I hate this. It's so easy. Being just somebody that is peeking into the film industry and seeing how stuff works and yada yada, so on and so forth, it's easy to have these amazing ideas, but they also have to be yeah, but you're gonna have somebody that doesn't like it just because it's too confusing. And then it's just damn, I gotta scrap this whole thing just because one bozo didn't understand how timelines work. So it's so crazy. So to take a risk on this is magnificent, honestly. I really enjoyed the movie just from a cinematography standpoint. This movie, the way it was filmed, I will say, I got the list right here, so I guess we'll just start doing that instead of me saying what I like and dislike about it. The acting, or the script, starting off with the script, 9 out of 10. Damn near 10 out of 10. The script in it being forward and backwards was one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. I will say that the storyline didn't get confusing, but towards the middle of the movie, there was some scenes that really did not need to be in there. It's kind of in there just to kind of, I don't know if it was there to kind of patent the time of the movie, or just kind of make this a little bit longer, or just there's just like maybe one or two colorful scenes I was just like, I could have really gone without that. That's just thinking of it right now. Maybe just one, but not enough to really just do whatever the fuck. It's still a 9 out of 10. And like I explained last video, the difference between a 7 out of 8, or the difference between a 7 out of 10 is okay, and then it goes, the 7 to an 8 is fucking drastic, and then an 8 to a 9 is even more drastic, and then a 9 to a 10 is eons away. Like, you might see a movie I do that's a 9 out of 10, and then the 10 out of 10, but that doesn't mean they're right next to each other. That just means one's right here as a 9, and one could be miles away at a 10. So 9 out of 10 is amazing to me. It's phenomenal. Acting, of course, it's a Christopher Nolan, high budget. I didn't really see any actors inside this movie that I recognize, that I remember. Maybe if I go look at it right now, I can be like, oh, but like, I don't think there was any like actual fucking actors that were notable in that movie. Guy Pearce, I feel like I've recognized that name before. None of these names are really that recognizable to me anyway. Maybe they're just like older actors that you don't really, yeah, he's really been in The Brutalist. He was the villain in Iron Man 3. That's why I recognize his face. But even then, it's kind of just like, okay, like he wasn't really in nothing insane. He was in Prometheus, but yeah. So the actors, it seems like he got a cast of people that nobody really knows like that. Because I'm just looking at a lot of these actors and nobody. I mean, this guy was in. He was the main cop inside Bad Boys 3, like the captain or whatever. He was inside the Matrix. Yeah, the only notable actor we have is this guy right here, Joe Pantoliano. And he was in a lot of stuff. He was in The Sopranos, The Goonies, Bad Boys, all of them, The Matrix. So he's really the only actor that is well known. The rest of them is kind of just like whatever from what I can see. I don't see anybody I recognize, and I watch movies all the time. But they're still all amazing actors. 9 out of 10 for that. Nobody acted terribly. The only thing that I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10 is, like I said, it's just like watching like a Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant or Wolf of Wall Street versus watching this acting. Like, there's, even though this is a 9 out of 10, like there's a clear difference in the 10 out of 10 right there. Like, it's not Leonardo DiCaprio level acting, but it's still amazing acting, if you get what I'm saying. That's the best way I can kind of explain it. So that 10 gotta be just like a Marty Supreme all-star level performance, and I don't think we got that inside this one. Just amazing actors, but not memorable all-star acting. Cinematography, of course, I got 10 out of 10. That was my favorite part of the movie. Just the forward and backwards motion of both things, and then there's a lot of good shots inside of it. Having the idea to film one part, whoever it was, I don't know if it was the director, Christopher Nolan, or if it was the DP that ended up having the idea of having one be shot in black and white, and that's the present time, and then having one be shot in color, which is the past time. Like, usually when you see black and white, you think of like, of course, that's a flashback or something, but that being told present and moving forward, and the color being told, or the color being present moving backward, and it being explained to, like, basically, I guess I gotta give up a really big plot point in order to explain why it does that. So like I said, if you haven't watched it, please go watch it. I haven't really spoiled nothing too crazy yet, but the main character inside this movie has amnesia, and he's trying to figure out exactly why his wife was killed and who killed his wife. And the way his amnesia works is he can be living life for 10 minutes and remember everything for 10 minutes, and then after that 10, it'll reset. So after this accident that happened back in the past, he remembers everything before that. Like, imagine I have an accident right now at age 27. I remember everything I've done up until this point, but for the rest of my life, at that point, I'll only be able to live in like 10-minute intervals before I forget those 10 minutes. So the color times are basically him living those 10 minutes, and then it goes to the black and white, and then the next point you see in color is basically a damn near a whole different person, because he does not remember what happened in that last color sequence, which is it's crazy. Like, go watch it, bro. It's an amazing just thought to have, honestly. And of course, that's why Christopher Nolan is Christopher Nolan. That's why we're us. But very phenomenal idea, cinematography out of 10. Of course, that being a 10 and just that idea being a 10 and executing it so perfectly, that has to give it a 10 out of 10 for heart. Because obviously there was a lot of work put into this. I can only just imagine how long this took to film. Like, my short film is gonna take a week to film, because you got to think of it like every single page on the script is 1 hour. I think it was 1 day of filming is what they said. Like, it was some crazy shit. 1 minute basically. Yeah, 1 minute inside of a film. So every single page equates to 1 minute. So that's a 12-minute film, and damn near 3 pages per day. Like, it takes a lot, bro. Like, movies are not as easy as you think. I promise you. And this is me saying this. The guy that fucking is delusional and believes everything is possible, which it is still possible, but I'm telling you, like, making a movie is very hard. Like, I cannot elaborate that enough. How long did Memento take to film? Yeah, so it took an entire just month. It took mine like a 12-minute film a week, and that's just counting just the filming day. Like, that's not counting pre-production, that's not counting post-production, that's not counting anything. That's just filming. It took a month straight to just film all these sequences. That's actually fucking crazy, and it took a $9 million budget. That's nuts. I will say it was probably only a month, because there's not really too much crazy set design. There's not any like crazy fight sequences. There's one where like there's kind of like a struggle in one of the scenes, but that's kind of really it. Like, art wise, I will say the movie wasn't explosive with that. Cinematography wise, if you want to count that as the art, then of course that is part of the art. But because I separated the two, I'm counting art as like set design and just sequences of the movie that may look artistic, just stuff like that. So I do have art as a 7 out of 10, because there's not really too many memorable sets inside the movie. The only thing I can remember is him kind of like looking at this wall of just him trying to remember exactly, because what he does to remember stuff is he writes stuff down. So let's say he has like a napkin and he wants his future self to remember what's happening right now. He'll write down, "Don't trust him," and then he'll put it in his pocket or whatever, and then in the 10 minutes is over, he'll be like, look at it and be like, "Don't trust him." You know, there'll be a picture of the dude not to trust, be like, "Oh, okay, so don't trust him." Like, that's literally how he lives his life. It'd be insane to live life like that. Like, he's just writing notes for his future self, basically. Like, anybody could just, I think he memorizes his handwriting, so nobody can just be like, "Yo, I want to kill myself," and then he just does it. But art wise, like I said, there wasn't too much explosiveness going on throughout the film, so I do have it as a 7. But like I said, a 7 is still amazing. Like, 7, 8, 9, 10 is all upper levels. Like, honestly, The Odyssey could be a 7. It's not gonna be, but it could be a 7, even though it'll probably be a 10 whenever I watch it. Everything will probably be a 10 inside that movie. I feel like that's gonna be one of the greatest movies of all time. But that is my number rating for it. I know I say every single time that I'm gonna add these up, and no, I'm probably never gonna do that, bro. Like, I do too much to just fucking pull out my calculator and try to add this shit up. I'm being so dead serious too. So we got 9 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 7. 9 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 7. So we got this as a 45 out of 50, which is that's reaching GOAT territory. I'm pretty sure, I don't think any movie reviewed so far has reached a 40 yet. I'm pretty sure it's been like a 35 and a 29, I'm pretty sure. But 45 is amazing. Obviously, this is one of the better movies I've seen. It wouldn't ever reach my top 10, but I highly recommend going to watch this movie just for film's sake. Like, just if you want just an interesting concept and you want to see it pulled off extremely well. Unless you're somebody that just can't stand storytelling that's told out of place, I guess is the only reason you wouldn't like this. But if you are normal, then go watch this 1000%. I completely respect this movie. 45 out of 50. Go watch it. I won't spoil too much. I usually do go in here and start going crazy, but because this movie is so amazing, it'd be just go watch it yourself. So I won't say nothing. And spoiling it wouldn't help me grade it any better. Like, the storyline is kind of just what it is, and me saying what happens at the end of the movie is just it wouldn't do it justice. Honestly, it would just be me saying it. There'd be no reason to. It's not like Iron Lung where the entire movie built up to this one point because nothing really happens inside the whole movie. It's kind of just like you just have to see it, bro. You have to see it. I'll see y'all. Bye.